Q-tips for healing piercings. Good idea, bad idea? We're going to talk about that coming up next in Pros and Cons by a Piercer, Season 2, Episode number 33. So you right there in that there chair might want to stick around. For those who are new to the channel, my name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and I operate the Axiom Body Piercing Studio located right here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside the lovely Skin Kitchen Tattoo. So, when I talk to you about these things, I'm talking to a level of expertise that comes from being in the body piercing industry for well over 27 years. So what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about a common and continual question and solution and everything else that I get all the time. Can I use Q-tips to heal out my piercing? Can I use it to clean it? Can I use it to this? Can I use it to that? Here's the first thing. For those that only seem to want to listen to the positive things and just go through the pros, I'm going to tell you, if you don't want a spoiler alert, you might want to mute it for a second or turn away. I don't suggest using them. And we're going to go into all the reasons for that and a little bit more, and you might learn something about the history and so forth. I plan on doing all this. If you don't know what Q-tips are, they look like this. Actually, these are cotton tip applicators because I don't have Q-tips in the shop. I'm sorry. We use them during the healing during the piercing process, not only to apply disinfectant, but also to sometimes clean up jewelry or clean up the area immediately afterwards to get any excess blood out of the area, and also to clean off maybe there's a little extra of the betadine or whatever we use to scrub with. It's also known, I guess, by various different names. There's Q-tip, which is actually a name brand, but it's popular. That's what we call them in the United States. Cotton tip applicator is probably a more defiant thing, and those usually imply that it has a wooden stick so they can be sterilized. Cotton swabs is another one, and in the UK, I guess they call them cotton buds. So now that you know what I'm talking about, let's talk about the history of it. This was invented, and I'm probably going to not say this name correctly, so we're going to try reading it directly off the screen. Leo Gerstenzang in 1923. He invented it because he noticed that his wife was attaching cotton wads to toothpicks to clean out their infant's ear. And he thought, hey, that's a good idea. I bet there's a market for this and so forth. So he started mass producing them. They were originally called baby gays. No, that doesn't mean something else. That's what they were originally called. And then that was changed to Q-tip baby gays, the Q standing for quality. And then it commonly was shortened down to Q-tips. And that's what we know them by today. Now, one thing I need to say before we move on to the pros, a couple things actually. First off, when we use them in the studio, we actually autoclave and sterilize them before they're used. They come out of a sterile package. The stuff you have around the house, not the case. Just to let you know that. There is a difference between a piercer using it in their studio and you pulling it out of a closet or underneath the sink or wherever you keep them in your bathroom. Just to let you know. Two different things. The other thing is, if you like this video, find it informative, find it helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you liked it because we like it when you like it. If you haven't subscribed, why the hell not? Please hit that subscription and click on that notification bell so that you're notified every single time we post something. Also, if you have experience using these and had good or bad experiences, or you have a question in general about piercing or body art, please leave a comment. I usually answer them when I have time. I'm slowly beginning to catch up. Now, pros. The advantages, the things we all like about things, the things that make you go, yeah, hey, that's a fine idea. I don't know why I was so negative about it before. So we're going to go through the pros. Number one, everybody has them. Yes, this is probably one of the most common things you're going to find in most people's bathrooms. Keep in mind, bathrooms. It's usually under the sink, in the medicine cabinet, or in the linen closet. It's just something that people keep around for various different reasons, usually to clean out their ears, which they should not do. There is documented studies over and over and over and over again, and doctors have been saying for years, do not use Q-tips to clean your ears out. Earwax is not as disgusting as we were led to believe as children by our parents. It is, in fact, how your body gets rid of waste. It's how it cleans itself, and it's important in the health of your hearing and your ears. Using Q-tips can cause it to block in there and cause problems. Extremely painful plugs in most cases. You could rupture your eardrum. You could also damage the bone structure of your ear. So don't use them for that. They should only be used on the outer edge, not deep inside. So why do people get addicted to it? Because it feels good. It's like scratching an itch. People just have that impulse to do it. It is not good for you in any way, shape, or form, or for piercings. But we'll get into that later. Number 2, it can get into small places. Yeah, a lot of piercings, especially on earwork and various other places, it's one of those things you use to get kind of in those tight little nooks and crannies and behind jewelry and et cetera to clean things. I guess to a degree that is a pro. That's one of the reasons why I usually use them to clean up instead of using like a piece of gauze sponge or something else. It kind of has that ability to get into those tight little nooks and crannies. Number 3, easy to apply stuff to piercings, meaning it's easy to soak it and then apply it to the piercing. It seems like a logical thing you would do. And yeah, I guess that's a pro. I guess that's one. I remember at one point there was this stuff called Dr. Peppermint or some nonsense like that that had benzothioclide, basically ear care solution. That's what they called it. The stuff you would buy at Claire's, and you could continue to buy it here while they tell you to twist your jewelry. Basically, it was inside the tubular part of it, because there's that stick that's usually either paper or plastic. Well, it was plastic, and you would pop this thing, and it would flow into the Q-tips. And that's how you were supposed to clean your piercings. No. Don't use that stuff. Number 4, easy to clean with. I kind of already went into this. It's easy to get into those areas and clean stuff. Damping it with a little bit of water, rubbing it against stuff. It can get off dirt, debris, etc. So that's why people generally use it. I think this is where that, and I'm guilty. I spread this lie because I thought it was right. I think that's where this urban legend of the history of it, that it was originally invented to clean bathroom grout, because it's really suitable for that. It's also really suitable for cleaning up other things. Piercings, not so much so. And the last one, number 5, and I can thank Shannon, my apprentice, for this one. They're cheap. You can buy 100 of them for like $3 or 200 or 500. They are not expensive, to say the least. They're very inexpensive. That was the word I was looking for. Inexpensive. They're cheap. Before we move on to the cons and disadvantages, the real reason I made this video, if you like merch, you like t-shirts, you like swag, check out our merch store. Link is in the description. There's also one of those merch bars on YouTube down below where you can peruse some of our designs. Now it's time to move on to the cons and disadvantages. The thing to say, hell no, I'm not doing that. Nope. Nuh-uh, ain't doing it. Number 1, contamination. Couple things here. First off and foremost, most people store this in the bathroom. The bathroom is where you do usually 3 or 4 different activities, but the 2 ones that you probably do the most often, one of those is produce fecal matter. It comes out of you. That can become airborne, and when it's airborne, it usually collects on every surface within about 10 or 15 feet. Meaning that if that's sitting in the closet or under the sink or wherever, chances are that Q-tip that you're pulling out to clean your fresh piercing with has fecal matter in it. Now, not everybody does that. Not everybody stores it in the bathroom. Even if you store it outside the bathroom, any airborne pathogen, debris, contaminant can get on those boxes. They're not airtight. They usually have this paper thing that you pull up, and most people leave it open for convenience sake. Plus, you have everybody in that household going through and touching it, 18 of them to pull out one, because it's just the way they're packed in there. You can't help but touch them. They want to be touched. Number 2, loose fibers. Because it's very cheap, very expensive, not really the best quality. That wad of cotton that's on the end of it usually is very loose and stringy. The reason why this is a problem, unlike most of the stuff that has a wooden stick, the cotton swabs that we use in piercing, etc., the problem with it is that those little tiny strands can get hooked on things. Now, you take jewelry with rounded edges and discs and sharp little gems and all this other stuff, and you start rubbing that against it, those pieces of cotton will actually come off of it and start wrapping around the jewelry. I have had clients that have come in that have used these. We go to change the jewelry, and you pull it out, and there's a huge ring of pus-filled, blood-filled grossness, cotton ring right around the piercing. These can lead to all kinds of problems, infection. They can lead to bumps. You can lead to ulcer-like scars in some cases. I've seen where it actually almost kind of grew into the body, and it just isn't good. So that's the other reason. Plus, you have little fuzzies all over that very expensive gem setting you spent money on. Number 3, it can remove the clot if it just bled, or the discharge, and that stuff can be helpful. The reason why blood clots and it causes kind of a scab, a couple different reasons. First off, it's to stop the flow of blood, so you don't lose too much of it. Because if every time we got a cut on us or a piercing or a tattoo, if we just profusely bled, though it's a small amount over time, that could be a health issue. It could possibly kill you. So your body builds that up for that reason. The other reason is to protect itself. It's full of white blood cells and all kinds of other things that are going to fight off foreign invaders. They're like the line of defense. They're like the Spartans sitting there with the swords and the shield going, come see me, I'm in my forelock. I'm going to attack you. And if you're constantly removing that could lead to infection. That could lead to bleeding. It can also lead to trauma to the piercing, which is your body is just going to go, you know what? Screw this. This guy keeps undoing everything I'm doing. Time for scar tissue. So it makes it worse. Number 4, can catch on jewelry. So you got the stress piercing, and there's like a little sharp, fun, gem disc, got some prong setting, something. And you're cleaning it, and the jewelry catches, and then you pull on it. And every time you do that, you're causing trauma. You're increasing the likelihood of bumps. You're scarring, all kinds of problems, prolonged healing. So, yeah, it causes issues. And the last one, it is very rough cotton. It's very abrasive. It can damage new skin growth. If you're rubbing that thing against there the whole time, it can cause issues. So that's the last one. So how should you clean it if you don't use Q-tips or cotton balls? Cotton balls are just as bad, just to let you know. They have the strand issue, and they just tend to be a little wider and bigger and more stuff to get caught on things. So how should you clean it? If you have the mist style sterile saline in a can, just mist it. Mist both sides of the piercing. Let that sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. If you have the kind that comes out of a spray bottle or at a spray and it kind of shoots, you can use that, but you're going to probably waste a lot. Another option is to do a compress. You just take a clean paper towel, something that has a material that's very dense, disposable, and clean. Fold it up, spray it on there so that it's good and damp and wet, and then apply it to the piercing area. Let it stay in contact. Both cases about 5 to 10 minutes. Blot off any excess. Leave it alone. One thing I always suggest, especially if you're concerned about blood and clotting and little things, because you're worried about what it looks like, not what's happening, but what it looks like. At the end of your shower, or after you've done everything else, just let that water flow over that piercing for a few minutes or 30 seconds, and it will rinse away enough of that discharge and scabbing or anything else that's on there. Just enough. It's not going to dig in there. You're not going to be picking a scab, so to speak. It's going to be a lot more gentle, and it feels good, especially if you have a sore and grumpy piercing. It's one of those things that kind of feels good. Just let that warm water kind of rush over the area lightly. Of course, if it's a really powerful spigot, try turning the water level down, or try adjusting it so it's not like on that. What was it? The setting? Oh, the massage setting on those handheld things. Anyway, well, that's all I have to say today on the subject of Q-tips. I hope you learned something. Till next time, here's hoping all your piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I hope to see you for your body piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Thank you for watching, and check out this next video. Could be any of these.